We the best now, ayy.
Okay guys, welcome back. So now we are going to deal with cosine rule, right? So we have dealt with sine rule already, where sine rule needed two sides and two angles, right? So one of these was the unknown, right? Trying to find the unknown between two sides and two angles, right? Those pairs, right? But now when we're going to deal with cosine rule, we're going to include three sides and one angle, right? So the cosine rule is about three sides and one angle, while the sine rule is about two sides and two angles, right? But either way, we can find the unknown using these rules, right? So let's try to use our cosine rule now, right? So how does the cosine rule work? So again, if we're having a triangle like this, we have already explained, right? So trying to prove this, obviously we're going to start by constructing, right? So let's construct to D there, right? So we're going to have BD from here to here, and we're also going to have DC from here to there, right? And A is this whole length from there to there. Can you see that? Yes. So now we said this perpendicular height, we are going to name it H, for example, right? So again, we are going to prove in triangle A, B, D, and triangle A, C, D, in those two triangles, right? So what's something that we can add to this? Now we can try to say let's let DC equals to X. So DC is equals to X. So if our DC is equals to X, so it means that our BD now becomes what? Becomes A minus X, because this whole length from here to there, it is A. This whole length, it is A, and this length only is X. So it means that our BD becomes A minus X, like that, right? So let's see what happens, right? So in triangle ABD, let's try to check something in triangle ABD. According to Pythagoras, we know that our C squared, so this hypotenuse squared, because this is a right angle triangle now. Can you see that? So our C squared is equal to our H squared. So C squared is equal to A squared plus this side squared, right? Plus A minus X squared, right? So it means that our C squared is the same as our A squared plus, if we multiply out this, we are going to have something like A squared minus 2AX, and then plus X squared, right? Plus X squared. So what is the next thing now? So we can rearrange this, and it can give us C squared being equals to H squared plus X squared plus A squared minus 2AX. Can you see that? So this, I just rearranged it to come closer to H squared there. Can you see that? But again, we can see that in our triangle ACD, if you can check our triangle ACD, you can see that in this triangle ACD, this triangle here, we can see that our B squared is the same as our X squared plus our H squared. Can you see that? Oh my god, this is not working. Let me write it like this. B squared is equals to x squared plus h squared. Can you see that? Using theorem of Pythagoras. So it means that our b squared is equals to our x squared plus our h squared, right? So this is b squared represented by a squared plus h squared, right? But look here, we're having the same situation here, a squared plus x squared. So now it means that our c squared becomes, we can replace this now by what? By b squared. So this becomes b squared plus a squared minus 2ax. Can you see that? Yes, right? So this is the situation we got from this. But again, in this same triangle, if we are looking at this angle C there, at angle C, we can see that our cos of angle C, it is the same as adjacent over hypotenuse. So this is x over b, right? So after multiplying out, we can see that our x becomes b multiplied by cos of C. Can you see that? Can you see that? Yes. So we can replace x, this x, by this. So it means that our c squared becomes b squared plus a squared minus 2a multiplied by b, and then cos of angle C. And then cos of angle C, right? So this is the proof to the cosine rule. Now let me show you a clear picture of the cosine rule, right? And I'll show you how you can use the cosine rule. Okay, so let's see how this one works, right? So if we're trying to include this angle here, if we're trying to include this angle in our equation, so it means that the side that we are going to make subject of the formula, it is the one that is opposite. Can you see that? But all the sides are going to be included in the equation. But now if we are trying to include this angle, it means that we are going to start with this side. So it means that our b squared, so it is this side squared, is equals to the other side, the sum of other sides squared. So it's equals to a squared plus c squared minus 2, and then we multiply these sides again. So multiply by 2ac, and then cos of angle B. Can you see that? Can you see that? Yes. And if we're trying now to include the angle, let's say angle C, if we're trying to talk about angle C is opposite to which side? It is opposite to C, right? Angle C is opposite to C. We can also have this equation in that term. So it means that if we're trying to include this angle C, it means that we must start with side C. So it means that our C squared becomes, right? Our C squared becomes the sum of the square of this side. So it is equals to b squared plus a squared minus 2 b a, and then cos of angle C. Can you see that? Can you see that? As simple as that, right? So again, if we're trying to include the angle A, if we're trying to include the angle A now, we can see that A is opposite to side A. So which will give our equation something like a squared is equals to b squared plus c squared minus 2b multiplied by c, and then the cos of the included angle A. As simple as that. That is how we can use the cosine rule. So you've seen for yourself that the cosine rule uses 3 sides and 1 angle. So it's 3 sides and 1 angle, right? So now let me show you how we can do that in a type of a question, right? So I'll do the examples and I'll leave you with checkpoint true to try on your own, right? Yes. Okay, so now let's try to take a look at this example, right? Let's try to take a look at this example. So we are trying to find this side, the unknown side, it is this side, right? And we are having the angle that is opposite to that side. So now it will mean that this angle, it is opposite to this side. So we can say our x squared is equals to, now we can mention these two sides and square them, right? So this is 33 squared plus 54 squared, right? And then after that, you can say minus 2 multiplied by 33 multiplied by 54, and then cos of 44 degrees, right? So everything this side is defined, so I can place everything in the calculator and then do the square root at once, right? So our x now becomes 37.96 centimeters. I think this one was the simple one, right? Let's try to deal with another example. Okay, so now our unknown is the angle like that, right? Our unknown is the angle like that, right? So what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? So still we follow the same procedure, right? I said let the formula guide you, right? So we know that this is opposite to that. No matter what we're trying to find, let's just follow the formula, right? According to our formula, this angle is opposite to this side. So it means that we must start with this side. So it means that our 10.8 squared becomes 14.2 squared plus 16.3 squared minus 2, and then we can have 14.3 and then 16.3, so this is 0.2, and then all multiplied by cos of x, right? So it means that we can take everything to the other side. So it means that our 10.8 squared minus 14.2 squared minus 16.3 squared will be equals to negative 2, and then 14.2 16.3 cos of x, right? And again, after simplifying everything, we can see that our 10.8 squared minus 14.2 squared minus 16.3 squared all over negative 2, 14.2 16.3 will be equals to cos of x. So lastly, you can see that our cos of x is equals to 0.7575, right? So x becomes the second function of cos, right? So our x now, it is 40.75 degrees like that. So that is this angle, right? So anything that you do, just follow the procedure, just follow the equation. Let your formula help you to get your answer, right? Don't try to alter the equation, right? Just follow the equation the way it is. So guys, again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm going to leave you with checkpoint 2 so that you can check the work, and then we can come back again for area rule, right? Okay, having said that, see you on the next chapter, guys.